Welcome back to our Big Brother 23 rankings. We have a full house for once this season, but I'm going to start with Meg because you lost your boy, Meg. How are you feeling?
Oh,
Um, you know, after the mistakes that he made, I do think that he deserved to go. He kind of put himself in that spot, but I am really sad to lose him because I think he was a really strong, great Big Brother player
yeah.
and not, too bad to look at. So there's that.
Yeah, just a little too messy, I guess. Alex Days, we haven't talked to you in a while, so how are you guys feeling at this point?
I'm really sad about Derek X. I think he did make a couple of bad moves, and I think Hannah's the mastermind of in terms of his downfall. I mean, Tiffany was also, but he aligned with the cookout that didn't want him around. So it's no way to tell.
I mean, I wouldn't call Tiffany the mastermind of his downfall. I just think Tiffany's mistakes and then Derek X falling into Tiffany's mistakes were his downfall.
No, I didn't say Tiffany. I said Hannah's the mastermind. I think Hannah really helped solidify his eviction, I guess, because of the roulette thing. So
Stupid twists, I swear.
God, I know, I hated him too.
you guys hated him?
I hated the
No,
twists.
the twist.
Oh, the twist. Oh, me too. Brittany and Derek X, I'm sure they didn't want that to happen, but
I mean, I understand why he didn't do it because he wanted to save up to go for the thing next week, which obviously that's what you want. But
of course,
considering the position he was in, and everybody already knew, I mean, he came right back in and was like, oh, America gave me $100, like immediately. So people knew
yeah,
that he
he's
was
messy.
getting a lot of money. He's going to be the only one that could afford the
He's
advantage.
messy.
And I mean, production even tried like 4 times. They're like, are you sure you don't want to do this? You don't feel safe, but you're not going to play?
I mean, we should have all expected this because once again, year after year, this good players like Derek are going to go because there's a big alliance that is running the house, and if you're outside of that, you're going to go home. I mean, that's where we are right now. We're watching the alliance not target each other, but target each other's right-hand men or women.
Yes,
I mean that's where we're at.
Isn't that how you play Big Brother?
No, it's that is the optimal way to play Big Brother, to play the challenge. I mean, even in Survivor, you're trying to get that majority alliance to survive. Like, we all get that. It's just this season, everybody loves it because it is an alliance all of.
I wouldn't say everyone loves it.
I love it.
Half hates it. So
I love it because there's a lot of people.
No, I love it too.
That I want to see win.
I love
it
too.
I am once again bored halfway through the season because it's simply predictable.
But there is some beauty in the fact that it's not this like super well-known alliance that people just can't take down. It is still very secretive. They are still somewhat playing individual games just with the mindset that we're not going to turn our backs on each other. They make their own connections. They make their own moves. They have their little people on the side. I mean, there's some strategy or gameplay in the fact that they've kept the secret so long.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely don't agree with each other on who the target should be. But I mean,
they still come together in the end.
Unless the only
get only out of here with the cleaners. We took you down. No, I'm kidding. We're not gonna start this.
The only thing that can save this season at the moment, other than obviously seeing one of the cookout win, but Claire has to win an HOH to at least get some shots taken at the cookout. Because if Alyssa wins, I mean, she's in with Xavier. She probably puts up, Claire and whoever's left over of Kylan and Sarah Beth. So that's really the only thing that could possibly save the season. Until then, it's the cookout at Final 6 before we actually get to see what they do.
I mean, if the rumors are true, it's going to actually be Final 4 because it's going to be a triple eviction. So that's just stupid.
Oh.
I don't even know how much I would like to. I don't think like, what's the point of seeing that? Anyway,
I mean, that's
know.
kind of cutting out the drama that
It
we would
is,
get.
and it's gonna
of
happen.
That's the
of
only
watching the
drama we can
cookout turn on
get.
each other. Yeah.
That's the only drama we like. What's most important is what happens when you get to the 6th. But now we're gonna like zoom past that. It's not.
I really want to battle back. I really want to battle back.
But say no.
None of this is good. I miss BB Can 9, guys. I really do.
Yeah.
I miss Canada. I miss.
This season had a lot of promise
Potential.
starting out. Like, I never thought I'd be saying, "Oh my God, I wish Frenchie was still here." And
I
whatever.
am thinking the same way. I was like, I think Frenchie
I'll
going.
disagree with that.
Well, no, I think Frenchie going set a tone of like, just I don't know. I think Frenchie staying would have been so chaotic that Cookout would never succeeded. That's what I feel.
I don't think this. I think the season is still good. I mean, it's still
I mean, it's
unpredictable.
okay.
Almost.
It's not bad. No, it's not bad.
It's
I
I
don't
actually
know
think
where it's going to go. There are multiple people that could win the game right now.
the gameplay is layered. I just think it's missing entertainment is the problem.
Yeah.
It's the same as the past several seasons we've watched. A big alliance running the game.
No, I mean, this one is
Same thing.
impressive because it really is under the radar, and also they missed it. They got their pawns to really go after the other pawns. Like
Yeah,
it is
it's-
really impressive. In
It's
that
like
way.
they basically perfected the brigade, which is like 10 years
Right.
ago. So it's been a while since we've seen it.
So that's
I mean, some people say
good.
level 6, but I don't really know about level 6.
I don't
Let's
watch
start
any
the
BB
rankings.
seasons. Okay.
Number 9 is Sarah Beth. She falls to the last spot, taking Claire's spot in last place. She has a 2.1. She's down 1 spot. She's
Generous.
down 2.4. Yes, Meg was very generous. We all gave her ones except for Meg.
Yeah, very generous.
Wow, if we all gave her ones, you gave her what, like a 4?
5.
I don't remember what my scores were.
It was a 5.5.
Wow.
Listen, I
You think
have
she
pretty much
survives?
everybody really floating around that 5 to 6 range because I honestly, I just don't know. I mean, Sarah Beth does have this really good relationship with Kylan, and if Kylan can maneuver his way to take out some, I mean, I don't think Sarah Beth wins, but she did get out Derek X. She does have something on her resume, which is more than Ozzy can say, which is more than Derek F can say. Regardless of if that was her plan and she really executed it, I think that she was manipulated to do that, but it's still on her resume.
If there's no
And that's the
cookout, then I
reason she has to
agree.
go.
But she's
That's the
gonna
reason
go.
she has to go, and everybody in the cookout knows that you have to separate Kylan and Sarah Beth. Unless Sarah Beth comes off the block, she's going home this week, no matter
Yeah,
what.
that's why she's a 1 for me.
Well,
I mean,
have noms been made because I don't even know who they are.
Kylan and Sarah Beth.
there's
Plus
And
Xavier.
Xavier.
yeah. Well, the thing
But
is,
there's still
like,
a coin flip, so who knows?
there's still a coin flip, and I mean, her chances of beating Colin and X and then anyone else in the veto is gonna be hard too. But I would be very interested in seeing her coming off the block because Tiffany, oh my god, it'd be such good entertainment. That would be great entertainment
I mean,
for her to choose, I guess, Alyssa, but like,
she would put up Alyssa because that's Xavier's, but there's something in the back of my head saying, Tiffany, just go ahead and get rid of Claire. Like, it saves you a lot of.
Get rid of X or Kyland at that point. Because it's your HOH and you can blame it on the coin flip. You can blame it on all these different circumstances that to actually just make it happen.
Why
Because there's not
would
many.
Tiffany get rid of Claire?
That doesn't make any sense.
That's an awful plan.
I mean,
Terrible
we'll get there when
plan.
we get
Terrible plan.
Listen, y'all haven't even been here for a couple of weeks, and me and Nick have been running this show, and our podcast lasts like 30 minutes because we just get to the point and we're done. And there was no animosity.
I don't mind animosity. I will say though that do you guys think it is best to get rid of Sarah Beth this week, or do you think it's best to get rid of Alyssa and weaken Xavier? Because Xavier is the one that needs to be weakened.
Objectively, getting rid of Alyssa is the only move here because Sarah Beth is already being everyone's target, and it's like she'll be gone. Alyssa,
Sarah Beth
on
is
the
a
other hand,
personal move for Tiffany.
yeah, exactly. Tiffany, you know what's funny? She's very like, I don't play personally. She really does play personally. She just does really well at it. But she plays personally all the time, maybe even more than Ozza, to be honest, because she always calls her emotional or Brittany emotional, but she is probably the most personal player like in this season, to be honest. So I want to see what happens if Sarah Beth gets off, and I want to see just how this episode or how this week goes.
Even if, let's say you have Xavier, Sarah Beth, and Alyssa on the block, I still think you have to get rid of Sarah Beth, because say Sarah Beth does win HOH again, that's another HOH for Kylan and Xavier to try to get her to do what they want her to do. I mean, go ahead and split up Kylan and Sarah Beth while you can, if you have the chance, because I don't see Alyssa winning HOH, maybe a veto or something like that, but Xavier's not trying to make big moves. He threw this last HOH. So
He's doing everything.
yeah,
He is so smart.
he's gonna have to be he's gonna have to be a triple eviction target anyways. You could probably get him and Alyssa in the same go. I mean, I really think you have to split up Kylan and Sarah Beth this round. And I mean,
I want Ozza to win this whole season at this point.
She's not going to.
Thank you for coming around to Ozza, but we'll get there eventually. Let's go to number 8, Claire with a 2.5. She's up from last place. She's up 0.7. She survived the week, but hasn't any real progress.
She's lost, right? Like she's catching on. She caught on, kind of catching on a little bit because of Derek X, but except for Tiffany, like she's in no man's land. And if Tiffany and Claire end up on the block, which is gonna happen because they know that Claire is close to Tiffany, they're gonna have to split them up. It's gonna be Claire going home over Tiffany because of the cookout. So I mean, my bottom 3 are everybody not in the cookout at this point. I mean, because they're going before anybody in.
They're not gonna make it. Yeah, absolutely.
Claire's just lost.
Claire's so emotional this week.
Oh yeah, I was surprised. She really cried a lot, and I feel bad. I think it's really breaking her because she doesn't understand what's going on, really. Like,
but I love that while she's crying, Derek X was up in the HOH room, like trying to flip the vote on her.
Yeah, play the game. It's still $750,000 to win. Yeah. Like you still got to try. For her, she didn't try, and she has zero chance of winning. For sure. Yeah. Sadly.
God, that like you said, she doesn't even know it yet.
No, she has no idea.
Imagine getting to jury and be like, "Oh wow, I really had no shot of winning."
I mean, I feel like in the back of her mind, she knows that there's a lot of people
she doesn't want to bring it up
with because she's not going to win. I think she knows that.
She knows.
Did they not know about the cookout though? Because wasn't there a conversation between her and Derek?
It was
really just rattled off all the people.
It wasn't edited. They were joking about it.
They were joking, and
like
also,
what if?
Yeah, and also like even if they did have an inkling, you can't really mention that. Like it's a social thing. It's like, would you want to bring that up? Like, what if you're just being like, what if people are just like, you're being racist? You know,
I don't think they actually know.
It's not even that. Like, you can't bring up this big alliance without becoming the number 1 target.
That's also true.
Yeah, I don't think that they'll be like, oh, I think all the people of color have an alliance together, but it's this person, this person, this person, this person.
But see, that was the joke, though. They were joking. What if all the black people were?
Yeah, no, they were joking. Yeah.
They would have had to meet on day 1 and then never meet again, which is basically
exactly what happened. They were on point with it. They just didn't, go with it.
The only thing saving Claire is that because you have to split up Claire and Tiffany, there's a good chance that anytime they want to take that shot, Claire's going to end up on the block and get a chance to play veto. So she's going to get a chance to save herself in a competition. It's just, can she actually do it? First, she's going to have to survive this week. She's going to have to win HOH next week. And if she doesn't, she's going to have to comp out.
She's going to survive this week, but she's going to have to do some winning for sure. But
yeah.
We'll move on to number 7, Alyssa. 3.9. She's up 2 spots. She's up 0.6.
She's got a good partner.
Yeah, and that's what's going for.
They're not bringing any attention to themselves.
I don't know how.
That's
I
why
don't know.
Alyssa is on the top of my list of the people not in the cookout, because she has like the top dog, and neither one of them are winning anything, so they're not really targets.
Yeah.
Do you think Xavier would take her over Cookout?
Somebody's gonna turn. You just know it's gonna happen.
I think if somebody were to turn, then maybe if he could.
I don't think X would turn,
Yeah,
but I think Tiffany would be the only one to actually turn. Kylan, I also don't think will actually turn. I don't know.
I can see the Cookout turning on Tiffany.
Oh, absolutely. Dude, the triple eviction is going to be Kylan, Tiff, and X. I swear it's going to be the three of them just out the window, all three of them. And then it's going to be left with DF, Azza, and Hannah. And then it's going to be, I don't know. It's going to be a weird final two.
I mean, at least we've got to see some of Alyssa so far. Like, she's got some edits, but she's still
boring.
Not doing anything.
She's boring for me.
Why did she play the roulette? What was the point?
Because Sarah talked her into it, basically.
Dude, they're all kind of, they're
like,
getting
what was her
delusionally
strategy
stupid.
there?
There's no strategy.
With the two people that were on the, like, who cares?
Who cares? Yeah. I don't know what she's thinking. I don't know what anyone is thinking anymore besides the Cookout, I guess. For some of the Cookout.
They're so in it.
It's just X. X is the only one that I think makes the most sense, like, ever in any of the decisions that he makes. Maybe like Azza and DF, like, they're honestly what they're doing. I actually am impressed because they get to sit around doing almost nothing and get no heat for it. So kudos to them.
Well, we'll move on to number 6, who is Kylan, who drops 3 spots. He's at a 5.3. He's down 1.0.
Yes.
I don't know where to go with Kylan and his possible jury game. I don't know if they're actually going to be bitter or not.
I want to see him on the block. I'm so waiting for that.
So excited. It's gonna be during the triple though. We're gonna take 5 seconds of it, but
well, he could be on the block this week on Thursday if he doesn't.
Oh, true.
We didn't see it on TV, but he did tell Derek X that there was a big alliance. He didn't allude to who or what, but he did.
Oh, I didn't hear that. Really? When did he do that?
When they show the messages, but they didn't show Derek X's messages on this episode, so you had to see it on fucking Instagram. But
I think, like, just listening to him in conversations, I mean, it would annoy me. Like, he tries to be very polite and just beat around the bush, and it just drives me crazy.
To be very smart.
Yeah,
dude.
And it just,
I get. You know what's funny? Because people. Not funny, but people say it's like an ADHD thing. It's yes, maybe to some degree, but a lot of the things that he actually does manage to talk, like say in conversation, it's pretty condescending. And like that doesn't relate to ADHD. Like that, I mean, maybe it does, I don't know, but it's every time I hear him talk.
What are people saying matches with ADHD?
Well, just like him not being able to finish sentences and being so scattered. I mean, yes, that's ADHD, but the condescending tone and the way he speaks to people, that's not ADHD. And I think people need to like separate that because he might have trouble having like full on sentences, but he's also just a little bit of an asshole and trying to be like this really smart asshole that no one's figuring out. But like, come on now. Like, I don't like the way he speaks. It's really, especially with like Azza and Tiff and oof,
Nick, did you watch the conversation between Kylan and Azza in the HOH room on the couch? Like, how did that actually go?
Most of it.
He seemed really mad.
It was him basically trying. He said one thing earlier in the day, and then in that conversation, he was trying to say something different and trying to gaslight her and just going on and on making excuses. It didn't really work.
Triggered.
He loves to be manipulative. That's what he does. When he talks a lot, he's just trying to manipulate people. It worked on Sarah Beth. I don't think it's working on the Cookout women, though. Any other thoughts on Kylan?
He's not gonna win. That's just he had a chance. It was his game to lose maybe back in like top 13, top 12 area. And now it's just ever since he won that power, Oh my God, I think he just like left any chance of winning. It sucks because he was playing kind of decently. So now to me, X and Tiff are playing well enough. I don't know. I'm a little jaded with the season at the moment.
I don't think he has no chance to win. I don't. It depends if it's truly a bitter jury. I'm not convinced it's gonna be.
Well, I don't know. I don't think he'll get there. You think he'll get there? I don't think so.
If the
We'll
chips
see.
fall where they should.
Maybe.
Has your
Maybe.
opinion on his social game changed, Nick? Like you were super
No, I
impressed
feel
with it.
the opposite now. At the beginning of the season, I was like, I
Yeah.
really think he's gonna win because of his social game.
He
But now I
had
think
good
his social game
game.
sucks, but he's super
It's-
fucking manipulative and good at
Yes.
it. So
Yes. Yes.
it's the opposite.
He switched. He switched.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ugh.
That can be good gameplay
No,
manipulation.
it could. Yeah.
He's definitely
Absolutely.
a manipulator. But I just know if there's a lot of people left that he can manipulate now. But number 5 is Derek F. Barely ahead of Thailand. 5.4. He's up 2 spots. He's up 0.6.
He doesn't win unless the jury is bitter. Like you can say all you want about his social game, but he is just not good at this game. I mean, he's doing literally nothing. And he's burning people just by taking all that money. Like everybody knows he's taking the money, and that's a good reason not to vote for him in the end.
I agree. He truly is a goat.
I think what's interesting is that he leans into being a goat and he knows he's a goat. Like he's doing all this money stuff at Vito. Like he does not give a fuck. He knows he's safe for a bit. And he might still make it this final too. So yeah, maybe he's not good at Big Brother to win a game, but I think he's really good at making sure he's surviving and getting towards
but
the
it's
end.
just that like
It's not good TV, but
you can be that person that's just constantly the pawn, and the person sitting beside you is always going to be a bigger threat than you, and people are always going to be like, oh, this is the time, we got to shoot our shot when we can, they're up there, and before you know it, you're in the final two.
yeah, that's not a bad. It's not a
It's
bad
not
thing.
like all of these are all different ways to play the game, and I don't necessarily think
There's
like
no good or bad. Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I agree too, but it definitely depends on jury because that's only a winning game if it's a bitter jury.
For sure, but
Because
Some
Brandon went to
people-
the end and he only got
that's where
one.
the social
But-
thing comes in, and that's why
Exactly.
he's getting rated where he's at. Is because
Mhm.
when depending on who's beside him and depending on how bitter they are, he's had good relationships with everybody.
Also, think about this. Derek, the way he knows that it's not his game to win because of how things have happened. He's not like winning comms. He's not even close. He's trying sometimes, and he's just not going to get it right. So, what's better for him now? Does he start to make social moves and actually try to pin things on people and do gaming things? Because then, if he does that, then he's going to be a target. So, what he's doing, I think, is best for his situation, and I think that's what Big Brother is. It's using what your position in the house to further yourself the most. If he has no shot at winning, why even try to make moves that make people want to target you? I think he's playing the best
People
that
are
he can
okay
do.
with second place.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
and I have
Yeah.
2 questions. In the one regards second place, what does second place pay this
It's
season?
like 50,000?
I don't
Is
know.
it still
50,000
just
or
the-
more? I don't know. I have no idea.
Maybe
I mean, because
100,000?
the main prize went up, so I'm guessing maybe the second place.
Maybe.
But second question is, yes, maybe he can get to second place, but if everybody is realizing this, there's going to be a point where somebody says, okay, everybody sees him as the GOAT. Let's get him out so they can take me instead. Who takes that shot on Big D is the question for me.
I don't know. Not a lot of people do that in games, so I don't really know if that happens.
I mean, Claire was saying that in one of the episodes in the diary room. If everybody's talking about Big D, I mean, they're not talking about taking me.
It's
Yeah.
smart of Claire, but I don't know if anybody would do that.
Claire
besides
or
me.
Alyssa would be or Hannah maybe would be
But
the best
they're
candidate.
not in the cookout. And in the cookout, who would be saying that? I mean,
No,
if Hannah.
Or Azza. But
Yeah, they
Azza's
have to
not
be
going to
thinking
take
that.
out.
But Azza won't do it. Exactly. That's why I'm saying Diev is
Hannah
not
would
playing
do
a
it.
bad game. Hannah would do it, but that's just still one person. If he started making moves now, then more people will be after him. I think he's playing the best game that he can play for him.
But if Hannah
So-
did that, she also has so much other things that she can like bring, to argument
Yeah.
during the jury questions that it could be another great thing to add to our resume.
Yeah.
Well, we'll move on to number 4, which is Tiffany with a 6.1.
Interesting.
She's in the same spot. She's up 0.6.
She's messy, right?
She's messy.
She's messy, but she's visible. And if she makes it to the end, she doesn't have to do a lot of explaining as to what she did in the game.
Of course. It's the perfect balance, right? Like, how visible do you want to be, but also when you get to the end, like, how much do you want to sort of explain yourself? Because I feel like the more visible you are, the bigger the threat that people want you to go home. So I don't know if she's playing that balance exactly that well, but she is, I think, trying to manage that as she goes. She definitely has the best case to win. It's just I don't think she'll get there again. I don't know. We'll see.
It's a hard path, but I do
It's
think
hard.
Anybody in the cookout, I feel she has the most agency of all of them in regards to trying to line up which number 2, the partner of certain cookout members, goes. Like, obviously, she's trying to separate Kylan and Sarah Beth right now. I think that's a good move for her. How long can she keep Claire by her side? And I'm going back to what I said earlier. I'm not opposed to her getting rid of Claire because I think that's why Hannah and Azza are in good positions right now, because they don't have Derek X or Brittany possibly getting them put on the block. So if Claire goes, you don't have to worry about sitting on the block next to Claire and accidentally going home.
No, but
I think you accidentally go home next to Claire, though.
Yeah, but also, like, soon enough, they'll cut Tiffany really soon anyway. Like Tiffany's gonna see the block regardless if Claire is gonna be there or not. They want Tiffany. No one's gonna take her except for maybe Hannah, and I don't even think Hannah would do it.
If Kylan or Big D possibly win the next HOH, I see either one of them nominating Tiffany.
Yes.
Let's say final 7, right? That's 6 cookout members and Claire. You're gonna see those 2 are gonna see the block. And then if Claire comes down, she goes home against any of those. I mean, that's why I'm saying maybe it's a good reason to get her out now. And since there are these messed up twists being played, you can blame it on that Claire accidentally went home if Claire goes to the jury. You get what I'm saying? I mean, it's a long shot, but she's gonna have to burn Claire already. And she almost, it was in her mind last week to say, oh, I should maybe get rid of Claire now. And this would be a good time with the advantages.
Over Derek X,
Over
then yes,
Derek X.
Claire should have went. But for now, if she can be the last person with Claire, she can start making shots and it still makes sense. Like, especially if Claire wins it. I don't think taking Claire out now is a good time. Yeah, I don't think that's
it's a risky idea to take Claire to the final 7 in hopes that Claire wins and then can take a shot at the cookout. But I mean,
it's not a bad idea.
Yeah, it's Tiffany. She's messy.
And it's the only reason why I think that is because if it is final 7 and Claire and Tiff are there, if Claire somehow takes herself off the block, Tiffany's going to be the one going home.
I can understand where you're coming from. That I can see that. It's just I also think most likely if Tiff and Claire were on the block together, Tiff and Claire gets herself off, X and Kai, one of them are gonna go home, right? No, I mean I don't know. I don't know. It's all you're right.
I don't know how that's gonna pan out with the cookout.
I don't know, but I wish we get to see it instead of a triple eviction. Just saying. That's just my thing.
Claire and Tiffany can bring Hannah in, and then maybe Azza, and they make it a girls' season.
I mean, that's what Tiffany, I think, is going to try to set up.
She's going to do this week. It's going to be really cool because they're already talking about it, sort of. They're like, it's not like they have that plan in the back of their minds, which I'm excited to see if that comes to fruition. We shall see.
Well, somebody's at my door, so I'm gonna have to go check. But you guys could talk about the next person. Number 3 is Hannah.
That's so scary.
6.4. Hannah with a 6.4, down 1, down 0.6.
if anybody other than Tiffany is cutthroat in this game, it's going to be Hannah.
It
Right?
is Hannah. She did not get. I feel like if Tiff was Derek X's partner, Tiffany would not have done what Hannah did that last week. Like she's
an ice queen.
Yeah, she is. And maybe, you know what? Maybe it's personal because Derek never like expresses love for her, you know? But like, I think she just wants to win this game, and I appreciate her the way she did it, honestly.
I think she understands that she can have close relationships. She didn't vote for Derek X to go, even though maybe she was the one that got him to be up there, but she didn't put a vote against him. So I think she understands that you're going to have to make cutthroat moves. You're going to have to cut people that you want to work with. Sure, would she have loved to see him stay in the house another week? Absolutely. Yeah. But in that moment, was that what she felt was going to be best moving forward? No.
Nope.
I mean, I just agree with her. I think they still needed Derek X around to.
No, they definitely did. But if she felt that she needed to do it, then she did it. But
I like that kind of player. That's exactly. I love playing with you. I wish I could play with you longer, but I can't.
Don't be afraid. Those types of players, though.
Yeah,
we don't see that anymore.
No, because everyone's all worried about shit all the time.
They're worried about jury management.
Yeah, dude. Listen, it don't matter jury management if you don't get there. Just get there, and then just explain yourself when you do. That's what I did. I mean, I fucked up everyone. Like I really did. But I still got there. Like that's what really matters in the end.
I will say the move that I think she has to make after it just clicked in my mind about the Big D thing. If she gets HOH, I think she needs to get rid of Big D. That needs to be her first.
Hannah?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think she's going to win HOH until like final 6 or final 5 after it's just the cookout. But if she does, and it's just the cookout remaining, I think Big D needs to be her target.
I think Big D is going to be all of their targets.
Yeah, possibly. I think Hannah's positioned well. Like everyone because X and Kai, yeah, they're doing really great in terms of making sure no one's really gonna be their threat, but they are targets and everyone still wants them out eventually. Hannah, I don't see that happening for a while. I really, really think that she has a good shot at getting to the final. She just gotta pick and choose who to actually bring, because she has options. She has X, she has Tiff, she has, I don't know, she's good with everyone.
She's got to be sitting next to the right person to win, though.
Who do you think she can, like Azza? Or
I think she can win against Azza. I think she can win against Derek F. I think she can win against Sarah Beth. I think she can win against Alyssa. I think she can
if
win
she
against
brings those. if they
Kylan, maybe. Maybe Kylan. I think she can win against. I think she can win against anybody but Xavier.
I have her third. Yeah. She's third on my list behind Xavier and Tiffany, and that's who I think could beat her in the final 2. I think she beats everybody else.
No, yeah, Tiff would beat. I think Tiff would beat Hannah as well. Yeah. I don't know. Her game is the most interesting for me.
I mean, I agree with you guys. I think she needs to not find herself in the Nicole Franzel spot, like I talked about in one of my live feeds, like last year, of not getting cut by the guys at the end. Then it's just 2 guys in the end.
Who was Derek X talking about when he said somebody's playing a Nicole F game?
Sarah Beth.
Okay, that's what I figured.
They're, despite what we all want to say about Nicole F, she is a really good Big Brother player, and Sarah Beth is not.
Yeah.
Not even a good.
Well, what do they mean? Why? By like clinging on to the guys' alliance? Is that what they're talking about? Because
that's not even what she's doing, though. Sarah Beth's not even doing that. To be honest,
you're not doing anything.
What?
Any other?
So she's not doing anything.
Yeah.
I'm still rooting for her. I think she has a good shot. She just has to get there. And I actually,
Sarah Beth?
No, Hannah.
Oh,
and
sorry.
And I do think that Derek X going actually helped her game, because she's good right now. Like, she's not going to see the block for several weeks now.
I agree with that. Well, number 2.
Sorry.
Is Azza. Azza's back at number 2, thanks to me and Alex, I guess. But Azza with a 6.6, up 4, up 1.6. I'll say this. Last BB Can 9, we all sat here and we praised Brayden for doing nothing and just having a good social game. But Ozzy also has a good social game, but she's also been able to be a swing vote on the two most important votes, Christian and Derek X.
Yes,
And
sir.
honestly, I see her. Maybe this is why Alex went so up on her this week. I see Ozzy playing an Alex-like game in a way.
What? No, I did not think that.
I
That's
did.
not what I was
Listen,
thinking.
listen to
He's
me.
not a liar.
Okay, go ahead.
Not in the
go ahead.
lying sense. I mean in the sense.
Stop. Okay, go ahead.
I mean in the sense of she's been able to play the middle.
Okay,
This
yeah.
whole game so far, honestly.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
so honestly, she's a combination of Alex and Dee Dee because she also has Dee Dee's likability in the end. So I just feel like she's a good combination if she gets to the end.
I can see that.
The only
I can see that
thing
too.
she has going against her is the visibility of her game. I have her at a 5 because I do think she's going to have to make a visible move in order for the jury to give her any respect. I mean, nobody respects her game at this point, and they really should because she is playing
really should.
brilliant social game. She's really good. But I don't see her getting that credit in the end. And it's unfortunate because, again, she is playing a good game. She's not a target. Even when she volunteers to be on the block, people don't.
They don't
doesn't.
put her there.
She's not gonna touch the block ever, in my opinion, ever. Especially, yeah, I just don't.
Alex, you have her higher than I do, so why do you have her so high?
Telling me? Yeah, I mean, okay, so here's my thing. I think what she's been doing is so interesting because she's vocalized her like disdain for a lot of different votes, and no one's ever been like, okay, well, she's being really hard to work with. We need her out. She minimized her target so much that I think that if she got to the end, she has a good case to win it. I mean, she is really good with X, and once Alyssa goes, I think Oz is his girl to go with the end. I mean, maybe DF, but DF will be gone before that. I just think Azza in most of the cookout would have a position. Like, I think Kai would want to bring Azza over most people. I think X would do that. I think Tiffany would do that. I think Hannah would do that. I think DF would do that. I think all of them would do that. I don't think Azza needs to do anything to like get to the final 2. Now, to win the game, she obviously has to make some moves, but again, she's been swing votes before, and she likely will be swing votes again. Like between X and Kai, or between Tiff and Hannah or something. Like, she's going to be swing votes at all times. That's just my opinion. I think she has cases to win Big Brother. So I don't know if she'll do it, but we'll see.
Yeah, I do feel like she needs something on her resume. I mean, it's similar to what we said to Brayden last year.
Yeah.
Brayden only got 1 vote. But I still think she played a better game than Brayden. So I don't know.
Yeah, me too.
I think
My
she
only
needs to win
concern.
an HOH, and she needs to take out Xavier.
That would be, I think her taking out Kylan would be great. I think her taking out Kylan would be cool.
Yeah, because Xavier would take her in the end. I think.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
but
She'd lose against him, though.
True.
Yeah.
She'd have to make that, like, she'd have to win that final HOH and not take Xavier with her and take whoever.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
I really feel like she's gonna be one of the triple eviction.
You think?
Like, yeah, you can just see it happening on accident. Like, that's usually when a big threat goes and somebody on accident goes home, like with a double eviction. And this is a triple. That just makes the chances even more likely.
No,
that somebody
when the
accidentally
triples
goes
aren't
home.
this week, it's next week, right?
So they say.
Why is there a
7.
triple? Why is there? Is it because we have like a season like schedule? Is that what the reason for everyone thinking that?
They're trying to be exciting as BB Canada, and
that's not exciting. Not in this dynamic, guys. Like, why don't they understand? Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
It's the worst thing BB Can ever invented is triple evictions. But go ahead, Meg. You gonna say something?
Yeah,
Me?
Meg was saying.
I'm trying to figure out in my head, like, who goes. It, like, depending on who would be left. Like, say Sarah Beth goes this week. Tiffany goes on a triple.
Oh my gosh, it's gonna be so sad. I think X or Kai goes.
Claire goes.
I honestly have a hard time saying Xavier going into the triple. the way everybody plays for him, I don't know if he's going to go at the triple.
Well, that
Oh.
would
It's
be
going to be
really
all girls minus
unfortunate.
Azza or Kyland. So I
That'd be
think
really
Tiffany,
unfortunate.
Claire, and then either Kyland or Alyssa, depending on who wins HOH.
Oh wait, the triple is gonna still have 2 members of non-cookout?
I think just one.
Just one, right? Because there's gonna be one more week.
Well, unless the
before that
cookout
happens.
member goes home next week.
This week. I want it to be this week.
I don't think it's
That
gonna
would
be
be
this week.
that would be so chaotic though if it was. No, if Alyssa won, took Sarah Beth off. No, that's
Well, yeah,
not
there's
possible.
3 non-cookout members left right
Yeah,
now.
so it'd be 2 in the triple. Yeah.
Yeah.
If
No,
it's
the
next week.
triple's
No,
not till
it's
final
good.
7.
It's 7 to
So
4.
they're
Right now we're at
Wow.
9. We're at
Oh.
9 right
2
now.
more weeks.
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking what Meg was thinking. It's like, wait a minute.
Any
Yeah,
other
Sarah
thoughts on
Beth goes
Azza?
No.
Number 1 is Xavier by far. We got Xavier at an 8.8. He's still in first place. He's up 1.5.
Jeez.
Oh, how many times have I said it this season? The fact that this physical specimen is
This beautiful
still-
man.
Yes, I mean, he is really gorgeous, but the fact that he is still in this game and not seeing the block
Crazy.
other than some BS
twists.
luck twist that got him put up there.
Vito, yeah.
I mean, again, like we said with Ty in Big Brother Canada 9, it is a feat just to not see the block being that big of a man. I mean, props
But
to
he
him.
played it
Like,
the
he's-
same way. He hasn't won anything. He's left everybody else
He's
trying to do
through,
things
no,
around.
he won one HOH, right? No?
And a veto.
No, he won the veto that he had to win to get his ass off the block.
But he won,
But he
an
won an
It was by
HOH.
fluke, but he won it.
Remember everyone threw
He
it and
did
he
win
won.
an HOH.
He won an HOH.
Oh.
Listen, that's how good he is at hiding himself.
Wow.
Dude, he has wins. People just don't want to lose it. Like he's such a
He didn't need to
reasonable
win that
person.
HOH.
He didn't even need it. Yeah.
Oh,
He wasn't
yeah.
trying to.
If him and Ozzy get to the end, it's Ty and Brayden part 2, really. It's just Ozzy's a better Brayden and Xavier's a better Ty, in my opinion.
I don't
So
know, but
you don't think Ty's the better? You think Ty's the better
No,
Xavier?
Xavier
I think
is
Tyshawn's better than
great.
Xavier, in my
than
opinion.
who? Oh.
He thinks Ty's better than Xavier, but
Well, I think he played like
I-
a perfect game, which I mean, Xavier technically would too because he's only been on the block because of
Yeah, I
But
think
there's
X
still
is
time.
playing a perfect game too.
yeah, just listening to Xavier in conversations, it's like
Crazy.
he's so good. And
So
again,
good.
he's a lawyer. Like I get it, but oh my god, he's just so freaking good.
He's
talking to
annoyingly
people.
good, which makes it boring to watch, right? That's what's really coming down for me. I'm like, dude, I'm bored, but you're also just gonna win this. Like, if you keep going, you're gonna win.
The most impressive thing about last week is that he set up his game so well that he had 24 hours in confinement and nobody still wanted to try too hard to change the vote.
Yep. The control he has.
I'm just in awe once again for second season. Well, not All Stars, but Canada. Just in awe at how somebody like that is still in the game. Nobody targeting him.
Crazy.
And like we said, if luck doesn't put him on the block, he has a perfect game right now. It's crazy. How do you do that?
You go to law school.
Apparently.
Let's go to law school, everybody. Come back and play Big Brother. That's the
Oh,
move.
man.
That's the move. That's the wave.
Any final thoughts?
I mean, I really do hope Xavier wins. Just like Canada 9, I was hoping that Tyshawn would win, and he pulled it out. I'm rooting for him because there's at the beginning of the season, it should have been such a long shot for Xavier to
I
even make it to this point.
know.
And he's
I know.
overcoming all odds. I want to see him finish it out.
He was
I-
in the original Frenchies Alliance. What is it called? The Slaughterhouse. He was in that. Like,
So
look at
was like
most
11 other people though.
yeah, but most of them are gone. Like, like, right? Or
I'm really rooting for Hannah. I really would love to see Hannah win this game. I
oh
think
yeah, me
she's doing a
too.
great job. I'd love to see a young female win, but and obviously at this point we're going to get a person of color as the winner this year, which is what everybody was asking for. Everybody on social media wanted to see this type of cast, wanted to see this type of gameplay. We're getting what we asked for.
Yeah, I think Meg's right though. There is a couple of stories that could win it, right? Like there's Tiff, Kai, X, Hannah have really good shots of winning, like just in general, right? Ozzy could have a start to build up her, game as well, and that's kind of it. But that's a lot coming into the top 9. Like usually it's like BB Can 9. Like I saw maybe like 3. I think it was for me. It was Ty, Kiefer, and Tara for me. I was like, everyone else, I don't want them to win. That was it.
Tara?
Listen.
Just
I'm
terrible.
not a Tara stan, but I'm a Tara. I was a believer. the pyramid scheme girl. I have I had a moment of wanting her to win.
Anyway,
All right, anyway, next week.
I am
Bye guys.
still rooting for Ozzy only because I could continue to be petty in my fucking live updates to the fan base, which I like to do on a daily basis.
I'm hoping for a 5-4 ending, and that is Xavier and Tiffany in the final 2.
Jeez, that's a long shot.
It is a long shot, but
you want X to beat if X and Tiff are at the end, I want Tiff to win, but I can see why X would win though.
I want to see the final speeches of those two and just how it would be. Just it'd be
He
fireworks.
wins. He's a fucking lawyer.
He's a lawyer.
And
He
Tiffany
can't
is
get
way
to the
too,
end.
like, fire at the mouth to be able to go up against him in some
he can't get to the end, guys.
argument.
Why can't anyone understand? X can't get to the end. I don't care if no one knows the
You can't let him give any kind of speech at the end of the game.
If you think how good he's speaking in the house, why would you even remotely want him at the final 2? Why isn't anyone wanting to cut him soon? Like, I don't understand. But that's I guess.
I mean, we're all sitting here saying, "Oh yeah, he's a lawyer," but everybody in the house is like, "We can't let a bartender get to the end."
But it don't matter. It's the way he speaks. Look how eloquent he is. Like, why would you want that? I don't care if he's a bartender or not. Like, he's eloquent. Like, he's good at speaking, and that's worrisome. But whatever, we'll see. We'll see if that
They're also
happens.
not counting votes. If they're counting votes for who potentially is going to be in jury, everybody there is going to have X's vote.
Everyone likes X. No one hates X. That's the thing. Not one person, even Brittany, who X was definitely not helping, what is all for X, she's like, oh, he was honest with me. I'm like, dude, he wasn't, but sure, like whatever. Everybody.
If he gets to the end, he doesn't even have to give a speech. He would just be like,
he doesn't. He just sits there. Yeah.
I'm not a bartender. I'm a lawyer. Vote for me.
Just sit there and you most likely will win.
Yeah, I do think he probably has to sell himself the least if he makes the end.
Yeah.
Well, we shall end it there until next week.